How's it going? I'm Malcolm Greb, CEO of Elite Automation. We're here at the SICK booth at Modex today, and they're going to kind of go through a couple of their cool new products that they have on the market. And we have Bruce here with us to help demonstrate some of these different products.
All right, thanks for the opportunity.
Thanks, Bruce.
My name is Bruce Muir. I'm the Director of Industry Management at SICK, and we identify new products and solutions that might gain widespread use in the market. This particular item, we call it our Pallet ID Gate. It is it's basically a pallet portal that'll sit right at the dock door and scan all the products that come into the facility off a truck or loaded onto a truck. We have a host interface that interfaces directly with the warehouse management system, so we can, as product moves onto a facility through the gate, we identify the direction of flow via a LiDAR system. We have 1D and 2D barcode scanning and RFID scanning that'll allow you to identify the product as it goes on. If there's an already known manifest, we'll compare the product as it goes on against that. We'll identify the direction of flow and give an operator a visual indicator whether it should or should not be onto there by lighting up LEDs, either red or green, depending upon whether it should go on the truck. It's a great product for supply chain transparency in the U.S. We're seeing a lot of need for it in all different types of industries, but it started mostly in automotive to make sure that just-in-time deliveries have the right product being delivered at the right time.
Yeah.
Same idea in Europe. There's new supply chain transparency laws that require us to check the product in as it moves into your facility in a real-time manner, where sometimes it might take days or weeks to get product checked into the systems. In this case, we do it immediately.
Yeah, you have like a true inventory of what's actually in the building versus what's not in the building.
Real-time acknowledgements of advanced shipping notices, and everything as it moves into the facility becomes immediately available in the customer systems.
Wow, that's awesome. Yeah, I definitely love that transparency. It's like one thing in our company, like that we try to do anything that creates like any level of friction.
Right.
We try to like mitigate that friction, and like something like this mitigates the friction of having like the human entry and the time delay of somebody actually having to enter that data, and also mistakes that they make when entering that data.
I think if you walk around the show, I've been to shows for 30 years, and one thing that seems to be unique about this show, there's an awful lot of automation here, but the free flow, the track and trace free flow of goods seems to be getting a lot more attention now.
Yeah.
And those, as pallets move through facilities, making sure that we use things like RFID to make sure we know where they are at all times. There's a lot more of that coming. It seems like that's a big trend in the market. Not just tracking and tracing what's on conveying systems, but that free flow of goods in a facility as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And you guys have an RFID system that tracks products as they move through a facility, correct?
And so there's an RFID scanner right here in this.
Oh, really?
Gate. We have tunnel-based RFID systems, and then we have ultra-wideband, which are essentially active RFID tags where we can track product in real time. So this is one of our tunnels. This is integrate RFID. A lot of companies right now, big retailers, are driving RFID back into the market. So this is an example of a scan tunnel using optical scanning as well as dimensioning. There's a stereoscopic camera in the top middle there that we use for dimensioning, and RFID, all in the same tunnel, all in the same controller, and that product would be tracked regardless of how it's labeled.
And so this gives a company like the ability to track where something's at in their facility, especially through something like conveyance, right? So as it moves through like different manufacturing processes, you can track where that product is.
Yep. One of the hardest things about scanning is we always have to be able to see a barcode label. If you put an RFID tag on it, we don't have to see it at all. It just makes it that much more likely that we get the product scanned as it moves through through the scanning phase.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, RFID, can you carry more data in RFID versus a barcode?
You can carry more data, and you can also reprogram that RFID. You can add data to it.
Gotcha.
Maybe if you have a tote and you're adding product to it, maybe instead of keeping all that electronically, you can actually program the tag itself with the product that you're putting into. So there's gives you a lot more flexibility.
Gotcha. Is there any like systems in place where you can like reprogram that on the fly, or do they have to be pre-programmed?
No, we can reprogram it on the fly. The same scanners that read it can also reprogram it.
Wow. So if we wanted to say we added something to the product, confirm that we added it to the product, we could also save that data in the RFID itself.
Right in the tag.
Wow, that's
something that you have the right tag.
Right. So yeah, like something like that's like super interesting, because let's say for instance we're talking like maybe like PLC to PLC. You could have two PLCs that are not actually connected at all.
Right.
Pass it from one conveyor system to the next. The next PLC can then read the information on that RFID.
Product shows up at a workstation, you scan it, you know exactly what's in the tote.
Yeah.
Yep. Without having to track it from PLC to PLC.
Awesome. And what are some of the use cases you're seeing customers use this for?
Well, we have a customer that has a major potato chip manufacturer making small orders for convenience stores. Product that's being picked robotically into a tote, instead of scanning the tote and trying to figure out exactly what it is that's put in there and keep an electronic record of it. We just program the tote's RFID tag so that we know from the outside of it, even with a closed top, exactly what products are inside of that and who the customer is.
Yeah, and also too, like when it comes to like the automation side of things, it just gives you the ability to not have to track the data throughout like the PLC system itself, right? Because a lot of times they can get very complicated. Like as you're like, if you're transferring from different lines to like then take that data and transfer that data, because especially too whenever like the data gets misaligned. This box is supposed to go over there, but it went over to another line for some reason due to some other bug in the system. It might be hard to get that data corrected and back in alignment again. And so like having the RFID on there, you could physically pick that box up and move it to another line, and then the system's just gonna pick right back up where it left off.
Hey, I have a pretty unique solution too for single item verification. One of the most common ways that product is misrouted is because maybe two boxes come together, or a box and a bag are together in a scan zone. We only scan one of them, and both boxes get routed where that other one is. You want to see that solution? We got it right over here.
Let's go see it.
Yeah, so this is our color ICR camera. ICR is just an image code reader, but it's a line camera instead of an area camera. So it takes a single row of pixels and then builds a single high quality image as it's scanned. And you can see here, this particular one is a color camera. And one of the things that it does, it has the ability to onboard determine whether or not there's a single item or whether there's two items in the scan field, even if they're on top of one another. And it'll scan. It's one of the best barcode scanners on the market, but having that extra added color makes it that much more effective at being able to determine if you have two products versus one in a scan field.
Yeah.
And if you start looking at the way e-commerce and omni-channel is going in this industry, we're going to a lot more bags, and poly bags are very difficult to singulate, and they're very difficult to tell if you have one or more in the scan field. And you get a lot of misrouted product as a result of that. And this is one of our solutions for it, single item verification.
Yeah, I mean, anytime like you're taking a black and white image and then you're adding color to it, that gives you a lot more tools to be able to do the detection of like you can see here, like this doll product has yellow in it, right? And it's a bright yellow, or it has greens in it, whereas that other package doesn't have. It's more of like a tan yellow color.
We're running vision tools on it too. We can do hazmat label detection. We can do back versus box, multi-product, and it does a fine job with OCR as well, optical character recognition.
Awesome. Thank you, Bruce. I appreciate you sharing the information. Yeah, likewise.